So here is another video all about a statement of cash flow, which is this problem that I will be discussing is naa na siya cash at the beginning of the period. So katong the other video, the problem that we had discussed is wala siya cash at the beginning of the period. So this is for you to understand more on what to do kung naay cash at the beginning of the period. So this is the analysis on the cash transactions. So naa tay debits, naa pod tay credits. So mo ni siya ang atuang general ledger for the cash or the atuang T account. So this is your analysis on the cash transactions. So for the debits and the credits. So on December 1, 750,000 naa siya nakabutang ang iyahang diba, as I've mentioned sa other video for the statement of cash flow, kaning mga nature makita din ninyo sa particular sa inyong general ledger. So ang 750,000 gi-classify siya as the beginning balance of the cash. So the next nga na sa ato ang transaction analysis is the 1 million pesos, which is the cash investment of owner. So financing, it affects the equity. So kasabot naman mo nga nung ang cash investment sa owner ma-fall siya sa financing. Next is the 500,000 proceeds from bank loans of another financing, which affects the non-current liabilities. And then the December 2, which is 135, is cash receipts from sale of equipment. So investing siya. Why classify siya as investing? It is because equipment itself is an investing, and then imuha man siyang gibaligya, so gigyan siya sa ma-fall gyapon siya sa investing. So it affects the non-current assets. Why? Kay gibaligya man nimo siya, so nawala siya sa imuhang property, plant and equipment. Next is the 250,000, which is collection from customer, which means ang tanan nga collection from customer classified siya sa operating, kay nagrender man ka og services to your customer, so na-fall siya sa operating. Okay, so we proceed now to the credit. So the first amount in the credit is the 250,000, which is the payment of business permit. So na naman tong kani nga example, kani siyang payment of business permits, ma-fall siya sa operating, the same as the other video nga ato ang the same as the other problem nga atong gi-solve. And then 320,000, which is the payment of annual rent, and then 550 purchase of office supplies, another operating, and 10,000 cash withdrawal of owner in financing, and then 50,000 payment of salaries in operating, and then 80,000 purchase of office furniture in investing. So I didn't na nga discuss furtherly kani siya nga mga classifications or kani nga nature and why it is classified as operating, because I've already discussed this in the other video on preparing your statement of cash flows. So now we will proceed to your preparation of cash flows, which is na siya beginning balance. It means kani nga beginning balance nagikan siya sa November 30 nga transaction. November 30 nga period ended. Dayon proceed dayon siya sa December 1 nga operating month sa company. Kay syempre kung naay cash for the month of November, dili man na siya i-dispose diretso. Grabe sad no nga di ka na i-dispose ang cash. So gikan anang the month of November, gamito na po din to nimo nga cash to operate on the next month, which is the December. That is why na kay beginning balance nga 750,000. Okay, so in preparing your statement of cash flow, so mag-una ka sa iyahang name, which is, ang example na to nga name, ibalik na to si Oy Law Office. And then, the name of this statement, which is statement of cash flow. And then, for the period ended December 31, 2015. So, ang next ni mga buhaton is the same with the other video. Ang atong gibuhat is isulat nimo si cash flows from operating activities. So, you will go back to your transaction analysis for cash. So, on the debit, naa kay 3 ka buok operating. On the credit, naa kay 4 ka buok. So, as I've said na, ang una nimo nga isulat is the added. Sunod dayon ang the deducted. So, kay tulo man siya ka collection from customer, i-add nimo silang tulo. So, ang imong isulat ana is cash receipts. Ang papel ay. Okay, ang papel na may parang bate ang lagi. Cash receipts from customers. Okay, so i-add nimo silang 250,000, add 250,000 plus 16,500 plus 5,000. So, you will have an amount of 271,500. Okay, sinakuha. Next, tayo ni imuhang ibutang are your transaction analysis for the credits, which are payment of business permits, payment of annual rent, purchase of office supplies, and purchase of, payment of salaries. So, pagbutang nimo silang tanan dira. Okay, may tatag-angkol nga tsada, no? Kanang maklaro ninyo atong gisulat. Ug maklaro ninyo ang kabati sa agi. Okay. So, first is the cash payment for business permit in the amount of 250,000. And then next is payment of annual rent. So, cash payment of annual rent in the amount of 320,000. Grabe, dagko kay mga expenses. Next is the purchase of office supplies. So, cash payment to suppliers of goods and services. So, in the amount of 50,000. And then lastly is the cash payment to employees in the amount of 50,000. Okay, so these are your amounts. So, for the payment of business permit, it's 250,000. For the payment of annual rent, it's 220,000. For the payment or the purchase of office supplies, it's 50,000. And for the cash payment to employees, it's 50,000. So, there are no operating operating activities nga naa diri. So mo lang to sila tanan. So diretso na dayon ka kwaon ang imuhang net cash flows from operating activities. So sulat ka net cash flows from operating activities. So 271,500 minus 250,000 minus 320,000 minus 50,000 and minus 50,000. So it is negative, ang imong net is negative 398,500. Okay, possible ba ma'am nga ingon ana nga negative ang imuhang kanang net nga makuha? Yes, it is possible. Nganuman, mas dako magud ang mga expenses nga nahitabo compared to your revenue. Diba, in your operating activities is the revenue ang mag-reflect diri apil ang mga expenses in relation to operating your business. Okay, so now we proceed to your cash flows from investing activities. Okay, so cash flows from investing activities. Okay, so in your analysis natay duha ka investing. These are the cash receipts from sale of equipment and the purchase of office furnitures. So ibutang nimo siya diri. So sa the other video nato, ang nakabutang dito is isa lang ka investing activities. Karon is duha na sila. Ang first is ang cash receipts from sale of equipment. And then the next is the purchase of office furniture. Okay, so the amount of cash receipts from sale of equipment is 135,000, and the purchase of office furniture is 80,000. So kwaon na din nimo imuhang net cash flows from investing activities. So the net cash flows from investing activities is 135,000 less 80,000. It is 55,000. So you are done with your investing activities. So we will now proceed to your cash flows from financing activities. So when you go back to your cash transaction analysis, you have three of the financing activities, which is the cash investment, the proceeds from bank loans, and the cash withdrawals. So you will write your cash investments of owners and the proceed from bank loan, and then the cash withdrawal of owner. Okay, so for the cash investment of owner, the amount is 1 million pesos. Dagag kwarta ang owner. And then, wala pa siya na-satisfy. Nag-bank loan pa siya og 500,000. It means nga ang iyang gi-finance to operate the business is 1,500,000. And then, nag-withdraw dayon siya og 10,000. Kuripot kayo nga owner kay gamay ra ang withdraw. So mo na siya tulo ang inyong cash flow from financing activities. So you will now then get your net cash flow from financing activities. Okay, so 1 million pesos minus 1 million pesos, I mean plus 500,000, and then minus 10,000. So it is So it is 1,490,000. So you are done with the three major sections in the cash flow: the operating, the investing, and the financing. So now you will proceed on getting the net increase in cash. So net increase in cash. Okay. So net increase bakani? Maybe kana naman tayo 1 million even though naatay negative 398,500. So negative 300 imuha dayon silang So 1 million, di ba si algebra ang imog yung una ikuan isang positive. So 1,490,000 plus 55,000 ay din mo i-minus 398,500. Okay, so your net increase in cash is, I am using my cell phone for calculation kaya bilin akong calculator sa office. So 1,146,500. So muna siya imuhang net increase in cash. And then now is nanadayon tay cash balance at the beginning. Diba? Cash balance at the beginning of the period. So your cash balance at the beginning of the period is the 750,000. So butang din mo si 750,000 dire. Okay. So sa 750,000, i-add nimo siya kang 1,146,000 for you to be able to get your cash ending balance, which is in the amount of 1,896,500. Okay, so cash balance at the end of the period. So it is 1,896,500. So mag-double rule dayon ka. So as you can see, kung na kay cash balance at the beginning of the period, imo lang siyang i-add sa imuhang nakuha nga net increase in cash. Then makuha din nimo si cash balance at the end of the period, which is 1,896,500. So for you to be able to know if you are correct, you will go back to the general ledger or the T account of your cash. So ang iyahang balance is 1,896,500. So if you get that amount in your statement of cash flow, then you are correct in your statement of cash flow. So this is your statement of cash flow. So this is your heading. This is your operating activities. This is your investing activities. This is your financing activities. And then it has now a cash balance at the beginning of the period, which is added to your net increase in cash. And then this is your cash balance at the end of the period. I hope you understand more about how to prepare a statement of cash flows in the form of direct method in your statement of cash flows. So I hope this would help you understand your module that I've given to you already, ABM students. And then See you on the next video, which is the vertical and horizontal analysis, and then another video which are your ratio analysis. These are your solvency, profitability, and solvency. Solvency, profitability, and liquidity, I mean. So thank you very much for watching. See you on the next video.